It was a good time.
Yeah. I learned a new fashion statement.
You rocked it hard.
And apparently, wearing it like a normal person, I wasn't allowed in. When I wore it like a spastic, I was allowed in the bar.
What were you wearing exactly?
Oh, like designer Gucci Dolce Gabbana hoodie.
Yeah.
Tassels and glitter all over it.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
They don't take kindly to that sort of thing around here.
Yeah.
No, they're not about
I
it.
should have had like a bloody Fred Dagg like black singlet and been in the process of beating my wife. I'd probably been allowed in quicker.
A better chance than, it was...
Like as soon as you wore it as a sash, like it became like amazing as compared to like keeping you out of places.
You would have got in if you wore it like a sash like those fellas.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
That's how
not
ridiculous.
allowed to wear a hoodie in a fine establishment of downtown, and then to wear it as a sash, like I'm either a stalk about to carry a child or like
You're
a
taking
17-year-old crackhead. And apparently, that's fine.
taking your baby out in town and you're slinging.
Yeah, quick access,
Yeah.
for a wee little supper on the nipple.
Easy pouch
It's just
access.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was a sight to see, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we're a little bit rusty.
Yeah.
We're all extra husky this morning. All right. So usually I edit, we just sort of just bang on a bit and then sort of just fade us out. And,
Your voice is already starting to
I know, man.
go
It's
down
going to be
there.
long. It's going to be a long podcast. All right. Welcome to the Crossplay Cooperative. As always, I'm Len, and you can join us here every second Friday as we chat about recent gaming news, opinions, and controversy. We also talk about what we've been playing, update you on our fantasy critic scores, and generally get stuck in. Welcoming the fellas. Firstly, to my right, our resident Nintendo leaker, literally and metaphorically, it's Nate the Hate.
I don't know a single thing about Nintendo.
Doesn't matter.
And I'm mostly full of love, not hate.
Oh, okay.
So
That's why it's a good nickname,
Mostly.
because it's like ironic, right? You know, like...
he's such an aggressive man.
Yeah.
Like what an yeah. Such an
Why would
aggressive
you call yourself
name.
Nate the Hater?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
especially
not sure.
in relation to Nintendo games, which are generally pretty happy. Like
Yeah,
kind of
except for
games.
Wario and
Yeah,
Waluigi.
he's got a lot of hate.
They're
That
quite
Wario.
serious. Yeah. And to my left, with an extra 30% husk, it's our boy Dave.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. When I say 30, I mean 300%.
It's up there.
Feeling it.
And on my front side, we have a special guest,
Disaster.
still recovering from post-Expedition 33 depression. It's Gareth.
Hello, boys.
It's
Well, that sounds a
welcome.
bit weird, but
Lads morning. We should...
doing good.
You deal with your depression
Developing
how
an
you
internal
want.
cough, to deal with my inner sorrows.
There'll be a lot of coughing.
No, happy to be here. Happy to talk the absolute bollocks off of anything.
Yep.
I don't-
bet you've
for
got
a-
a lot
for
of
a- I
bollocks
guess the
to talk
start.
about.
I love games. I don't know much about them, but I love playing them. So I'm just going to be that guy in the corner that pokes fun at everybody.
I mean, none of us know anything.
Oh,
That's not why we're
just
here.
a front, is it?
Yeah, we just tell me we know stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sort
If
of
we
the
knew
same.
things, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. We're hoping to learn something from this. Good to have you, Gareth.
Yeah, pleasure to be here in the middle of a proverbial shitstorm, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
outside the door.
We're recording this in the excuse me, in the morning, and it may get quite loud potentially. The storm.
Yes, we're in the middle of a
Cyclone.
cyclone coming down on us. So if we cut out in the middle of this, I guess we somehow uploaded it.
Yeah,
Somehow,
all
yeah.
flying away.
Our backup plan, our people uploaded it for us after our deaths.
yeah. One of us survived.
If you're hearing this, we're gone.
Funnily enough, we're not actually dependent on like an external power source, so we can continue recording even if the roof blows off.
Is
It'll be
that what the
difficult for
car
others.
battery is for?
That car battery is more for starting my car. Not always, but if my battery runs dead.
What about the nipple clamps though? Those
those are
also for the car, or
those are optional.
That's for shocking
optional.
people.
I should probably take those off.
If they don't like your conversation, it's one shot to the
I get
heart.
shocked. Who's got the
Move
button?
along.
Which one of you's got the button?
It's actually connected them like
It's
hot
the red
wired to
one.
the headphones. So every time you say something Lynn doesn't like, it's just
Please go easy on me.
All right, let's kick it off with the news. Where do you want to start, Dave?
Well, I guess we could start with sort of more or less where we finished off last time, with a little bit more discourse about Marathon, because that thing continues to be an interesting thing that's happening. And we've got in our notes here that should we really talk about Marathon anymore?
Yeah, I was questioning it, but
and the answer is like, yeah, I guess so.
it's topical.
And partly that's because this is going to lead us on to a couple of other things as well. And basically starting with a report from Wesleyan Poole over at IGN, who is talking about a new claim that's come out that Marathon's budget was over $200 million, which is
Man.
probably what you might have expected.
I think we called that last session.
I think we did. I think we said that, we were thinking absolute minimum, probably 120, 150, something like that, right? And it's not at all surprising that it's up over that number. And according to Forbes' original reporting, sounds like the budget was probably over 250 million, which again, not entirely surprising there. And something that I'll talk about with some more context in a little bit. But of course, that spend is only for the development. So that's not including ongoing costs, which are one of the things, I guess it's one of the big reasons why we've seen a lot of these live service games being shut down so quickly, because not only the startup costs, but the ongoing investment required to keep these things running. You're dealing with serious server infrastructure, ongoing development teams, adding content, keeping things running, bug fixing, etc., etc. So that number doesn't include any of that. So they are still going to be spending significant quantities of money on this thing for the foreseeable future just to keep it running. And so this article quotes one analyst saying Marathon hasn't exactly made the splash Sony and Bungie wanted, estimating sales at around 1.2 million copies, which amounts to gross revenues of about $55 million. That's US across Steam, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, which... that's really solid. Like 1.2 million copies, not bad for sure, but also for a game with a $250 million development cycle, having made only 55 million, and that's your opening. That's the biggest splash you're going to make. That's not exactly a recoup of investment yet. However, we've seen them continue to pull through with things like Destiny. So it could be interesting to just see how it goes over time, see if they keep that sort of slow uptake of players going. However, at the moment, player numbers are certainly not going up. Their initial peak concurrent player count at launch was just a little bit over 88,000, which again, very good. That's a good launch. But I've been having a little bit of a look into this from time to time, just out of interest, keeping track of the Steam numbers. And for Marathon, the Steam numbers are really quite accurate, because we know, as we discussed last time, that over 70% of this game's total players are on Steam. And that has just progressively dropped, as you would kind of expect, from that peak of 88,000 down to around about 25,000 now, and that's been just a pretty consistent kind of slow drop-off as we've gone. And again, that's not unusual for these games, and certainly there's nothing unhealthy about having a player count like that. Like that's a lot of people still in there, potentially spending money, enjoying the game, having a good time. That's great, but yeah, tracking-wise, that's not sounding fantastic in terms of getting back that fairly massive investment to get the thing up and running. And in November, Sony was apparently coming out and saying that Bungie had failed to meet its sales and user engagement expectations. That's primarily Destiny 2 underperforming. and yeah, that's obviously causing a bit of tension. That being said, it sounds like there are no immediate plans to shut a marathon. At this point, you'd imagine there's probably a bit of a sunk cost situation going on there, and so I think they're going to just keep trying to work away on it and see if they can just continue to garner the goodwill that they've gained so far and keep attracting new people. I mean, it really does sound like all the people who are playing it love this thing. Like,
Yeah, I've heard that.
yeah, and it sounds like the in-game content they've added is great. People are thoroughly enjoying that. Although, weirdly, it seems like they've leaned even further into that really hardcore approach where, you know, the sort of in-game, is it the Cryo Vault?
I haven't sure.
Sounds like the in-game content is even gnarlier to play than the base game. I mean, what they've created is a fairly hardcore extraction shooter, and you know, to the point where it probably does automatically alienate a fair portion of a potential wider user base just because it's too hard and too hostile.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's too hard and too hostile for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the map, what was it that everyone was hanging out for? That wasn't present in release. It was called, that was the Cryo Vault.
Yeah, that was the in-game content that they wanted people to kind of hold off on their reviews for, and so I believe the general structure of it is something along the lines of there's a minimum kind of entry fee essentially where you have to take in, I think, a minimum of like 5,000 credits worth of gear or something like that. Right. So basically, you've got to meet a certain kind of ante to even be at the table, and then you go into a pretty gnarly sort of PvE gameplay segment with apparently a really amazing map. Like people have been raving about kind of how good it is and how intricate it is and how much kind of interesting stuff is going on. And then you get into a sort of PvP cauldron where essentially everyone except one team pretty much gets eliminated and loses their, 5,000, their massive cost ante. And then the team that survives that, I believe, then goes on to then sort of fight some really challenging PvE enemies and tries to survive. Yep. And so, it sounds like, even people who are very good at the game are finding this pretty challenging. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds like an
brutally
absolute
punishing,
sweaty experience.
Yes.
And it would be very disheartening, if you just can't get into a good squad to get to that end content off that map.
Definitely. I mean, talk about a steep learning curve. It does sound like, from what I've heard, as you kind of continue playing the game, you do just accumulate enough loot and things that you can kind of do some of those runs without feeling too bad about it. You can be like, okay, my vault is full. I'm just going to use some of that gear to go in and do this in-game content because I need to empty things out so that I can get some more loot. So it does sound like there's a reasonably good balance there in terms of being able to build up those resources and then spend them. But just still sounds like, because again, this is a game where you die really quickly and really easily. And so pretty rough to be going into those kind of in-game things, just getting absolutely wiped and going, oh, well, guess I'm done. Sorry, it's called the Cryo Archive, not the Cryo Vault.
It's kind of a bizarre decision they made as well when they released it. So it's not active all the time. It's only active in like every second weekend or something, or in the weekends only. So like you've got these people, the player base that are crying out for content, and that content arrives and then it's not available like 24/7. What the heck? Like that's just such a bizarre strategy. Yeah,
and actually to pull a quote from Wesley's article here. There's a nice little statement from former pro Counter-Strike player Shroud. So, this is someone who's pretty good at shooting things.
Has some experience.
Says he thinks it's too difficult for a lot of people. And he says, Cryo Archive is insane. It's the most elaborate extraction shooter map I've ever seen in a game, ever. The loop that they made is truly something special. The problem is it too elaborate? Is it too complex? Is it too much of a grind? Is your 9-to-5 grandma and grandpa going to be able to do it? Thanks, Shroud, for making me feel even older. I don't know.
Called out.
From like an outside point of view looking in, because I mean, full disclosure, I don't really know anything about marathon, but the name itself was intimidating.
Oh yeah,
Marathon,
not a sprint.
you sell your soul to the devil to go non-stop and then go further. It sounds like what this game is kind of set up, and it's why it's chosen this title. It's like a marathon in normal layman's terms is going for a ridiculous run where you ruin your body,
yeah.
and then you ruin it more when you think you can't do it anymore. Then I guess you got this cryo vault where you're like, oh, I'm jacked as in the game now. Now I need to go even harder, and I guess the digital version of myself is at its wit's end trying to complete this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. They really have leaned into that, haven't they?
I haven't really stopped to think about the name itself, marathon.
It's pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it comes from the original, marathon games from the 90s. I think it's the UCS Marathon. It's the colony ship that you're launching from.
Yeah, the original Mac game.
Yes, yeah. But yes, it happens to align quite well with the sort of grindy long distance effort that you've got to make just to play it.
And the question will be whether they can keep this game running.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be
there.
keeping it running because I think at this point it's too costly for them not to try.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to be seeing it disappearing overnight. Yeah, but it could be in for a bit of a rough ride, a bit of a challenge, I would say.
What kind of things do you guys think they should or they could do to make it more accessible? Or because like the barrier to entry is very high, even for us who are like pretty embedded gamers. Something I might try at some stage, but I don't have really any interest. What do they do? I mean, it's an extraction shooter, right? Therein lies the problem. Just
the structure of
we've
the
said
thing
this before.
itself. Yeah, the structure of the thing itself is almost its own worst enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like it's by its nature, it's an extremely punishing experience, and I don't know how do you change that? Because if you make it more accessible, you probably alienate the audience you've got now, right? The people who love it now love how kind of punishing it is. It's just a bunch of sickos.
Do you do the Fortnite route where you kind of like have two paths for it? You have the hardcore one,
have to,
and you have the really accessible one where it's kind of like casual almost, where it's like actually this is, and they're like separate kind of loot.
Yeah, I
trees.
think you would almost have to have separate experiences.
And I think that could be really cool.
Something like Diablo does, like hardcore versus just Joe Schmoes.
That's right. Yeah, but I think maybe that's the way to go. Have it sort of there's a lot like less repercussion for dying.
Yeah, you just have a sort of an onboarding mode essentially where you can just have a bit more of a fun experience. And I don't know how you balance that. I don't know how you do that exactly. But
Well, I'd hope the developers are like paying attention to their fans. Yeah. But if I was to do like the whole put my hat on and go business, I'd go, what do the players really want? What do they really want? And I'd go, microtransactions and cosmetics. And then they'll go, you'll get like 1% of your people. The rest of them will just be like, I'm out. Yeah. That's what they really want, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Bungie have definitely mastered the art of aggressive cosmetic monetization over the years with the likes of Destiny 2. So,
don't get any ideas.
With Destiny 2, they kind of experimented with a bit of free-to-play plus like, what's the base game of Destiny? Did that go free-to-play?
Yes.
They both did? No, base game of Destiny 2. Destiny itself was always...
Destiny, I don't think ever went free-to-play, but Destiny 2 went free-to-play, and then they had the big expansion packs would come out as paid release.
So I wonder if some sort of hybrid, again, might be on the cards for Marathon.
Maybe.
Like
I mean, it is interesting that they decided to, again, go for the premium model with Marathon, so it's, they obviously... Well... They got some good sales initially, so again, be potentially even harder to kind of recoup some of those numbers if you were
to go.
I mean, again, maybe because of how niche this game model is, you can sort of see perhaps why they went with the premium model. Because again, yes, you get more people in the door, but again, with it being fairly punishing, you might not end up with a hugely larger user base out the end of a free-to-play model,
not necessarily.
And then you're not getting that upfront injection of cash from people purchasing the game.
I was thinking like diehard players that are obsessed, so they're happy to drop more money than obviously the initial cost of buying the game. So you might get the ones that are like, obviously you're tailoring to a very niche market, but maybe those ones are happy to put more money into something really important, like I mentioned before, cosmetics. But
that's the problem. If you've spent $200+ million plus ongoing costs, you can't tailor. That's not a niche amount of money spent. You can't
Casting your
market
net very wide.
You've got to. If you spend that sort of money, you need to have an accessible game that anyone can play.
Yep.
Really.
And it sounds like they just don't have that at the moment.
And it's like they didn't even think about it when they were developing the game. Maybe surely they must have. Maybe they thought they could actually make it a mainstream thing, but
it sort of seems like it maybe was, birthed in that time period where it sort of seemed like extraction shooters were going to be this big, huge next big thing. Where everybody and their dogs seem to be developing one.
Grandmas.
That's the 9 to 5 grandmas were all in the extraction shooter market. It feels like we've kind of already passed that peak without many of these games ever even being released. Everybody is still playing Tarkov and Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders was really able to make a surprising amount of mainstream success out of that genre. But even that, that's done incredibly well, but it's still not super mainstream, you would say. It's So we'll watch this space and we'll continue to talk about it. But one of the reasons I wanted to go back to this was that $250 million upfront investment and the general cost figures that have been kind of coming out in the mainstream more and more around your average sort of AAA scale games costing around about $300 million US to develop just to be competitive. And another really fascinating number that I wanted to run past you guys, because I've heard it pop up a few times recently, is the idea of just the amount of, yes, that's a big number of dollars, but when you start putting it into human terms, that's when it really kind of hit me a little bit harder. And that is this number of, again, to make a competitive game in this space, like a game that can compete with other games in this space, not a competitive multiplayer experience. To make a game that can compete in this space, you basically have a sort of minimum requirement of input effort of 1,000 man years. So we're talking about one person working for 1,000 years to do the work required to make one of these things, or 1,000 people working for a year, just as your minimum entry point for something that can kind of do the job it needs to do at the scale it has to be at. So that's kind of nuts.
I guess it tracks though, like a 200-person studio working on like a AAA game for 5 years.
Yep. That's about it.
That's pretty standard.
And again, that's your minimum point. And more often you'd be talking about a 500-person studio working on something for 8 years. When you're getting up to your Naughty Dogs or your GTAs, that's more like maybe 1,000 people for 10 years. It's like 10,000 man years.
The math isn't mathing like for some of these games. Like it does for Grand Theft Auto because it's such everyone buys it. Even if you don't play games, you buy it. If you buy a PlayStation 5 at Christmas, you'll have Grand Theft Auto. If you have one game, it's probably that. Literally know people who are like that.
How many man years do you think GTA 6 is taking?
For 4,000?
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
A lot of man years, I would say. Yeah. And now, leading straight on for this, I have a really interesting pop quiz question for you guys, because this got me thinking, what is up there on the list of most expensive games ever made? And I was like, it's got to be your GTAs and stuff, right? Your $1 billion games that just take so much development time. Now, so I've got a list from Wikipedia here of the most expensive video games ever developed. Don't look at it.
Okay.
What do you think the most expensive game developed to date might have been, including both development and marketing budget? Have a guess.
To date?
Most expensive game ever made.
My guess would be Star Citizen.
Good guess.
Yeah. That would be my first guess. It's not even out yet. It's never going to come out.
What do you reckon, Nate and Gareth?
I'd probably go with World of Warcraft, I suppose.
Yeah, also fair call. Fair call.
Yeah, true, because that's been like 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're talking like
26 years. 20.
Yeah, like
22 years.
Multiple hundreds of millions of dollars.
It'd be in the billion, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon.
Billions. And ongoing costs as well.
What do you reckon, Nate?
I mean, is Destiny 2 up there?
Individual game or franchise?
Individual game.
So, yeah.
I can tell you that Destiny 1 is on the list.
Oh, okay.
It's in there.
But 2 it isn't. That's
I'm not seeing 2 on here at the moment. It might be further down somewhere.
yeah.
Destiny. They kind of track. Yeah, I remember Destiny being a massively expensive game.
Destiny was a big.
about it.
I mean, they spent a lot of money on Peter Dinklage.
Only for him to get to replace, right?
To take him out.
Yeah, Destiny 2 is not on this list as far as I can tell, but Destiny 1, Destiny 1 is...
World of Warcraft.
I'm going to call it that from now. I'm going to call it Watercraft.
Watercraft.
Now,
Yeah,
World
sounds way
of
cooler.
Warcraft / Watercraft I can't see on this list, interestingly.
And that is my expertise, ladies and gentlemen.
What was your pick, Nat? What did you think?
Picking the biggest game I could think of.
So yeah, I was going to call out Destiny 2.
Oh,
That's my-
Yeah,
okay,
so Destiny
Call them
1, yes, fairly expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so Star Citizen, number 3.
What?
Oh,
I
doesn't even exist.
thought it was a shoe-in, to be honest. I was like, it's got to be that.
It was a
Okay,
good try,
okay.
with a total budget so far, because still not out, still not even close to be out as far as we can tell. Total for 2025 inflation is about $955 odd million US. Almost $1 billion.
What's it? Yeah. Okay.
So that's getting
an
close to
expensive game.
Artemis 2 prices.
Number 1, Monopoly Go
Fuck. What?
Why?
for Android and iOS with a total budget
Akramana
of
game.
$1,026 million.
Which means it must have obviously, well, not obviously, but it must have sold in the billions.
So, how much revenue do you think this thing's generated?
I'm going to say 3 billion. Just
$12?
yeah.
Try 5.
5 billion.
What are people buying in
$5
there?
billion since its launch in April 2023.
Wow.
What, 2023?
Years.
More than $1 billion a year.
What the? I honestly thought it'd been like, hey, this was released in like the first Android phones in 2008.
Nope, this is a single-player mobile board game that combines bits of classic Monopoly with a mobile gaming loop.
It's wild.
And
Loot boxes.
it was developed in Unity. And I imagine the actual development budget was probably not that high, but they have spent $1 billion on marketing and they have recouped $5 billion in profits. So yes, by November 2023, so this is the year of launch, it had generated more than $1 billion in revenue, becoming the biggest mobile game launch of 2023. And it is bringing in more than $200 million every month.
Wow.
By March 2024, the game generated $2 billion in revenue just 10 months after launch and 3 months after hitting $1 billion. So, almost exponential revenue growth. Just crazy.
The whole world will know Monopoly like Coca-Cola, right? They'd go, well, Monopoly, I know that game.
Massive brand recognition, I guess. And then massive marketing budget.
Yeah.
So yes, in 2025, the game surpassed $1 billion in marketing spending since launch.
Wow. That harkens back to the accessibility, right? Like it's Monopoly. It's on your phone.
It's on your phone. It's everywhere, right?
It's not an
Easy to
extraction
get
shooter
at.
on your Android phone. Like it's something that
Easy to play, low barrier of entry.
Good lord, that monetization must be so aggressive. Oh my
it must be
gosh.
Yeah,
wild.
you've passed go, pay $5. On your Apple
every
Wallet. Like,
just gets
okay.
deducted from your bank
Yeah.
account.
Yeah, straight from the credit card.
You've landed on your mate's rent. You've actually got to pay $2,000 to Monopoly to
For
continue
real.
playing. Yeah,
For real.
They're like, okay.
Yeah, all right, guess I will.
Yeah.
And I mean, this just goes back to this idea of we see the big hitters, the GTAs, your big console games. Think, man, these and these are some of the, to be fair, some of the highest grossing entertainment products in history, and yet going on in the background, like you said, there's just this super accessible, kind of gross.
Yeah.
It's probably like paywalls to get so not paywalls, to get around ads. Like skip this ad, pay your subscription.
Honestly, I might have
forget
to
about
look into this thing at some stage to see how the monetization does work, because I am quite curious.
You might get hooked.
I mean, if I'm homeless next week, it's because I tried Monopoly Go.
Paying rent on what's it called, Park Fair, or what do we call it?
Parkland.
Because clearly this thing must have some kind of hook. Because wow,
Absolutely insane, dude.
but yeah, that just was not what I was expecting.
wonder
Again,
if
I knew that the mobile sector was massive compared to everything else, but far out. And any guesses as to what the second one on the list is?
It's not going to be this, but I'm just going straight into the MOBA. I'm going to go. It's not this, but Diablo Immortal, because that was brutal.
That did make that
is an evil game.
Aggressively monetized for sure.
I got sucked into that game, and I was like,
Dota or something?
Brutal.
It's actually so second one down, Genshin Impact, which again makes sense, right?
Okay.
Again, not sure what portion of the budget there was development versus marketing, but again, that's 900 million plus, 998 plus million US, accounting for inflation.
Yeah.
So again, a nearly $1 billion game in terms of its costs. Which, again, it's across everything with, lots of mobile accessibility, and it's a gacha game. You know, like it's gonna
available
make
everywhere,
money.
right? Yeah.
I wonder if it's like subscription models that it's really cheap, so you're paying like, I don't know, $1 a week to play the game, and people just forget because it's like, oh, it's not that much. It's just Monopoly Go or whatever it's called, or Genshin Impact, where people are forgetting that they've got a subscription to it, and it's just slowly hemorrhaging money or leaking money from everyone's bank accounts across the world, and they've just forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, looking at the relative numbers here, on mobile platforms, Genshin Impact saw 23 million downloads and grossed approximately 60 million within a week of its release.
Okay.
So again, here we go. And within 2 weeks, revenue exceeded US $100 million, recouping the game's development and marketing budget. Wow. So development and marketing budget of, at the time, at launch time, of under 100 million. And so they've obviously spent basically $1 billion on marketing and like ongoing development since then.
It's recuperating costs, so you put the tendrils out there, and it comes flying on back.
Yeah.
We're going to make mobile games then. What are we doing?
From release through the end of March 2021, Genshin Impact grossed over $1 billion US on mobile platforms. The third highest revenue from a mobile game during that time frame, after Honor of Kings and PUBG Mobile.
PUBG Mobile, wow.
Made it one of the highest grossing mobile games of all time, and the fastest to reach that milestone on Google Play and the App Store. And by the game's first anniversary, the mobile version had grossed US $2 billion.
Jeepers.
It's just so accessible, right? That's the big draw card, is whip your phone out. All your money's gone.
And I guess that then ties into the fact that, you can throw money into the marketing because it is so accessible to everybody that marketing investment's going to pay off. Whereas for a lot of games, I imagine that won't work because you can throw more money at marketing and you're still only really...
Yeah, and again, when we go to talking about numbers and mass accessibility and niche audiences, things like that, how mainstream something is. So again, looking at this thing, averaging 1.6 billion in annual earnings, and as of 2025, averaging around 57.3 million monthly users.
Jeez.
So when we look at Marathon having 25,000 players,
almost there,
versus nearly 60 million for Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not realize Genshin Impact. I knew it was huge, but I didn't realize
it was that huge.
Like huge in China, right? Like it's massive over there.
Oh,
huge everywhere. And then basically once we get down past those, then we start getting into the kind of the big games you'd expect. Like, here's a bit of an unfortunate one. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War from 2020, 700, adjusted for inflation, $870 million dollar budget.
I played it.
Then we have Modern Warfare 2019 with over 800 million.
Yeah.
And Black Ops 3 below that. So Call of Duty all in a row.
Yeah.
Basically with the budgets increasing year on year.
Yeah.
Which, makes sense. And below that, Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, 2077.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then you're getting into the things you kind of expect there.
Yeah.
And then we've got Battlefield 6 right under that. So again, then you get into your big AAA games. But yeah, man, mobile.
Yep.
Wow.
Yuck.
Just unimaginable amounts of money just coming and going.
I was thinking ones, there was that real big trend of things like, I'm singling one name out, so if you want to sponsor me, awesome. Clash of Clans and all that sort of crap, where like it was just all these little mini rating, little cartoony kind of, and those, man, I remember when I guess they first kind of came out 10, 15 years ago, just even I got like hooked on silly ones like this one called like Sky Raiders or something. It's just crap, but like you just spend money on it.
Yeah, and I mean,
Dislike.
again, we have to remember things like the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. They weren't buying that for Activision or Blizzard. They were buying that for King.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money is.
So you can just quickly whip it out of your pocket. You don't have to like set up on your computer, and then so I think a lot of people that play those games now might be just a little bit embarrassed. So you can just hide it again quick. I wasn't playing. I guess this is what I like thing of Clash of Clans. I wasn't playing with cock. Clash of Clans.
I put it back in my pocket.
Serious. I'm embarrassed to whip it out.
What were you doing in the toilet?
Just whipped it out and played cock.
Yeah.
Just put a cock. Yeah.
It's like that sign. Sorry, there's a sign in my parents' bathroom. What does it say? I've got it on my phone actually. And I went back into the bathroom and took a photo. And Nate's like, "Hurry up, man! I need to take a dump or whatever."
Did not say that.
Whatever. This is children. It said, where has it gone? Here, the sign literally says, "cock glue." And I'm like, why is that a sign on the top of the toilet?
Looking at a box. It literally says cock glue, like COCK.
It's for repairs, right?
Yeah.
Just
in case it's
sometimes
broken.
It's in the bathroom that they never use, so my dad must just go for running repairs. I mean, it's very obvious what it's for. It's for your cock. No, cockroach. But I send that to quite a few of my friends because that's the sort of humour I have.
Like some research is needed, not into your specific cock glue container, but just into what this is in general. Is this a product we should know about?
Yeah.
They need to spend a bit more money on marketing.
Yeah. I mean, take a book out of Genshin Impact's playbook.
Next thing we'll be
Text
seeing
page.
it all over the place. Cock glue,
Mobile game.
on TV, on your YouTube ads.
Well, speaking of cocks, somehow there are still apparently crypto gaming CEOs out there. I wasn't really even aware of this. I thought we were done with this, but apparently not quite. So there have been some pretty gnarly reports coming out that employees at Gunzilla Games, who are a crypto gaming development studio, unfortunately, apparently co-founded by Neil Blomkamp. Which I wasn't.
Is it pronounced Gunzilla or Gunzilla?
Gunzilla. Anyway, this is via Chris Scullion over at Video Games Chronicle, and. So, Gunzilla Games, creators of NFT Battle Royale game. There is a collection of buzzwords shoved together into something that you can presumably spend money on. Off the Grid.
Okay.
And blockchain platform Guns. With a Z.
Oh, with a Z.
Do you buy your characters and fight
Presumably you buy almost everything. I don't know. I don't want to know.
No.
But they have had a number of staff, including Paul Creamer, a VFX cinematic and gameplay animator, who joined them in March 2025 and left a year later, posting claiming that he wasn't paid by the company for months and isn't the only one this has happened to, which sounds healthy.
He would have got paid in characters or something.
They're
worth money.
So if quote from him, Gunzilla Games has not paid its employees for many months, but still expects them to work, he alleged. I have not personally been paid since October 2025. Some have had their pay delayed even longer. And basically this seems like upper management made noises about promising that these were temporary delays.
Or a form of slavery?
The CEO himself called people and promised that the invoices would be paid, that the company was profitable, and that we're all doing the right thing by keeping quiet and continuing to work. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Keeping quiet.
And he goes on to say, he was not being truthful, and now the company ignores our questions and removes our posts about what's going on, trying to silence us. Silence is what they're hoping for, wishing that we'll just quietly go away. And he added, "I know I will never recover these lost wages. The damage is done. Gunzilla will get away with this without repercussion. This will happen again and again without end. Artists will continue to be taken advantage of. Our passions will be continually exploited. After all, we're lucky to do what we love, aren't we?"
Controversial take. Does this just sound like a government? Gunzilla government just taking advantage of the ones underneath them for their own benefit, and when they finally ask questions, you silence them.
Sounds like a Metal Gear Solid.
I don't know. It sounds even more like the private sector, honestly. So.
True.
And this post received a number of replies, including from other Gunzilla staff who were basically talking about exactly the same thing happening to them, from other animators, artists, and people working on UI programming, all saying, "Yep, there are a lot of us all waiting for our salaries to be paid."
Wow. So if you want a new job, people, you know where to go.
Yeah. So
great dental
sounds like
package.
probably, well, potentially the crypto, the last of the crypto gaming companies might not be around that much longer, maybe, because it sounds like everything's going swimmingly for them over there. Now, one unfortunate aspect of this is that apparently this is the company that bought out Game Informer. So this is quite sad because Game Informer is the last of the print magazines in the the video game sort of media industry. They're kind of the last magazine standing, and there was quite a lot of celebration after they were shut down by their former owners. Everybody was really happy to see that they were basically brought back from the dead and were able to continue doing their thing, because there's a lot of nostalgia for that kind of print format gaming journalism, which there just isn't really any of that left.
In like in a workspace where you'd have a motto for your company, for whoever you work for, like faster, better, stronger, or for my job it's share your Aotearoa. This place, their motto for their workers or their people that work for them would be like, "See you in court." I have not been paid.
Yeah, and so where this gets even worse from the CEO of this company, and this is now pulling from an article on Kotaku from Zach Sveisen, and so it says here, quote, "Earlier in the post, Korolev asserted that haters have been claiming the studio and its game Off the Grid would fail. But the game, he claimed, is doing great. And he credited that to everyone at the studio working hard." Are
the haters people that are working for him?
But then he seemed to brag about the studio's employees not having free time and instead crunching to produce Off the Grid. "Within 6 years, there has never been a single day where anyone worked in work-life balance mode. It's been a day and night fight to ship a project of the scale of Call of Duty built by an independent studio." So basically, we're working all our employees to the bone and not paying them.
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust my motto to, instead of "see you in court," is slavery.
I mean, unpaid labor. And Korolev suggested that Off the Grid was also growing rapidly over a year after release, and even claimed, and this is where things get really weird, that anyone could gain access to the company's player data if they paid him 100k Gunzilla's crypto coin, which currently works out to about $1,700 US.
That's uncomfortable.
What?
So I'll give you all of our user data if you pay me some of our own cryptocurrency.
God.
Ooh.
Is that like names and spending?
I don't know.
That's
Like person,
awkward
profiles.
But then
Yeah.
it's illegal. Sure.
It certainly doesn't sound very above board, does it?
They're like, "I know you have cats, therefore I will." For some reason I'm on to like cosmetics. I'll promote Gunzilla flavored cat cosmetics for you because I know you like cats.
Yeah.
And your name. And your bank account details, but cats.
I mean, I'd be stoked to work at a place called Gunzilla. It's a pretty
It's
cool.
a great name.
I'd be like, yeah, I work for Gunzilla. Maybe that's why they're working for 3 months without pay, because I can tell their friends.
Believe in the
It's
brand.
I work for Gunzilla.
Jeez.
I wonder what their titles are in their job. Like, I'm chief, I don't know, what would be like a really cool name for Gunzilla? I am the CEO, like chief
Kaiju.
Kaiju Wrangler.
I am Scorpion Senate Volume 312. I don't know, just chucking random words out there.
I tell you what, I'll actually read. I've got the whole post here from the CEO of this company, and I might just read this out because it makes some interesting reading. Right. So this is from the man himself directly on X. While people who have never played OTG, and that's off the grid, and have never built a business, sit and spread FUD to farm a few views, targeting the biggest Web3 game ever created, a game that represents not only itself, but the entire Web3 gaming industry in front of traditional gaming, we will keep building for the millions of players who actually love our product. Just a side note, this is from me, not him. This is a game that apparently has never had more than 20,000 concurrent players. Millions of them.
Millions.
And we are deeply grateful for that support. Many choose to show it by becoming paid OTG Pro subscribers, 100k users signed in 2025 alone. Every single day, 3,000 new players join OTG. And for those still spreading FUD, we're happy to set up a live dashboard so you can see every new player joining in real time. Access will cost you 100k gun, so you can finally put real weight behind your words.
FUD.
Through all the noise, OTG now has the highest player attention we've ever seen, 2.5 times higher than October 2024, reaching industry record D1 retention. A year ago, the same voices were claiming the game didn't have enough players for fast matchmaking. Since then, we have launched multiple new modes, ranked, solos, and custom, something that is only possible with a rapidly growing player base. The same haters who posted thousands of times that we would never appear on Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam were wrong. It happened. We are now the only Web3 game to date available on PlayStation and Xbox. They said we wouldn't ship the narrative campaign. We already shipped it to players in Q3 last year, and we keep expanding it with every new seasonal update. They said we wouldn't keep delivering, yet every single month we ship more updates, more features, and more content. Just open our YouTube channel. The track record is public. Haters keep making predictions. We keep delivering. OTG is a game built by a company of over 400 people, developed over 6 years, where the founders invested tens of millions of dollars before raising a single dollar externally. Within 6 years, there has never been a single day where anyone worked in a work-life balance mode. It's been a day and night fight to ship a project of the scale of Call of Duty built by an independent studio, and we made it. Through top streamers, we put a Web3 game in front of hundreds of millions, doing more for this space than anyone.
Is he standing like in front of his flag? Like... and he's just like his hand up in the air, like
wait till
it's intense. But wait, there's more.
Just you wait.
He goes on to say that they've been named Web3 Game of the Year 2 years in a row. Were you guys aware of that award?
No.
Web3 Game.
Oh, that sounds like the FIFA trophy that old mate got recently. They just created a prize for him.
Just make a new one.
This guy sounds like a
the only one
dictator.
in the category to win it.
You're one of one. Good job, mate. And here we get into his explanation about what's going on. Today, there is a new narrative from haters. That Gunzilla incorrectly laid off contractors or paid them with delays. Yes, we are optimizing costs. Like every company in gaming, crypto, and tech is doing right now, we've been doing this for over a year. And yes, to not disrupt company operations, some payments may be scheduled in a way that works for the company's cash flow, not always for everyone individually. That's the reality of the world we live in.
So he's just said yes, but in an even more hardcore way.
Yeah, basically
yes,
just...
I'm looking out
yeah,
for
we'll
myself.
pay you if we feel like it, because we just feel like it's more beneficial to the company not to pay you, so... Stop being fucking lame-o. What do you mean you want money?
We'll give you
What do you mean you want
NFTs
to
that
be
are
paid for your
worthless.
work? That's not beneficial to the company. You're a hater and you're dragging us down. You're drilling holes in the waka, mate.
Oh god.
Oh boy, I mean that that is a statement, is it not?
Yeah.
Some payments may be scheduled in a way that works for the company's cash flow, not always for everyone individually. Oh boy.
Contracts? What have people signed on their contracts? I will work.
I will work.
For money? Not sure.
I would like to provide slave labor. Thank you. You can pay me sometimes if you feel like it in a way that works for the structure of the company.
I wonder if the currency in question they're using is no longer like fiat currency. It's no longer they're using the US dollar or Chinese yuan or wherever this has come from. But it's like, I will pay you in NFTs in our game, which sound like they're pointless and therefore not intrinsic value in the real world. So all their haters, which sounds like 3/4 of their own staff,
Yes.
who aren't being laid off but are absolutely being laid off in about 15 different other terms for the benefit of their own business. Like, should we all go work for them? Sounds like a great idea.
Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? It's like,
Ponzi scheme. Or
as long as
pyramid scheme.
we're not wanting to be paid, it's fine.
Well,
It's, as long as you accept that your presence is for the benefit of the company, then you're good.
the sole purpose is, like what Len said, is just to be working and go, yeah, I work for Gunzilla or Gunzilla.
Gunzilla.
Only reason.
Hey, who do you work for? Gunzilla. What do you do?
Sign me up.
What do you do? Gunzilla. Okay, sweet.
Order, execute order 66.
So old boy, crypto gaming.
Way of the future, apparently. We're regressing back to, what, the 1800s? We just whip
Web3.
people
Web3.
and not
Turns
pay
out
them.
Web3 was just slavery all along.
Web3 was the
Just like-
slavery found.
like how you're saying-
all the way.
Slavery.
Last night you're talking about we're out in town and talking about people's pants, while you're looking at everyone's different pants and how the trends and fashions and fads have kind of regressed back to like the early 2000s when you were a kid.
Yeah,
because
baggy
you're old.
pants. They're back.
It's the same thing now. It's like, oh yeah, slavery is in hot fashion now in any industry. So let's bring it back, because that sounds like
Yeah, it
what
seems like
everyone
we've
wants.
more just got a sort of 150 to 200 year like labour fashion cycle, right? Like, it's probably time to go back to slavery again. We haven't done that in a minute.
Right.
So it goes baggy pants and then slavery.
Yeah.
And then, back to tight jeans again.
Yeah. Oh, paying people. Do we need to do that? What if we just owned them instead? Child labour laws. Do we really
Right,
need
yeah.
those? I don't know.
Unnecessary.
Well, I mean, Roblox is a problem in terms of child labour laws. Ugh.
Yeah, they're creating games, right, from anyone and
Yes.
And
Yeah,
getting-
children making
grab
games
their
and not
intellectual
getting
property
paid.
straight out of their brains.
Yeah,
and
that's
claim it as
a
your
real
own.
concern. But yeah, it's like a modern form of slavery.
It's okay though, because
Forward thinking.
soon we're not going to need humans to do anything, right, Len?
So we've got an article here from Kotaku again, from Thomas Franzese.
Sounds like a robot.
We is now.
Yeah. So one of the devs from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was claimed to have been fired and replaced by AI.
Wow.
So I think part of their local, it's a former Warhouse Studios developer indicated that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 studio will be using AI for all localization going forward. So they had someone, what was his name? Max, I cannot pronounce that name. That is a difficult name to pronounce.
Is it like
Manek.
Oh, it's gonna be like Stevens.
He was saying that it was fired by Warhorse Studios and replaced with AI, which is I'm quite surprised to hear that. And I wonder if that's kind of indicative of kind of what is going to happen for those sorts of services, like maybe not playtesting, or maybe playtesting, and your sort of localization. Which would be really sad, because speaking of localization, Crimson Desert in particular has like a really great, I'll talk about this more later, localization. They had a really great localization team, despite the fact that the storyline was pretty rubbish. The localization team who changed it from Korean to English did a really good job. And like some of the lines are just hilarious. Like there's some really good lines and great voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad to-
Godzilla. Godzilla. Or said a bit more Japanese. I don't know. Sorry.
So yeah, it's a really unfortunate bit of news from that studio. I don't know if they've said much about. Have they ever responded? I think they have responded to that, have they?
They probably responded with, a very AI-esque answer. Like, oh, whoops, I've made a mistake, yes.
Yeah.
Let me
Let me
get back
fix
to you.
that.
They were the head of Warhorse Studios recently defended NVIDIA's DLSS5 AI technology, so that kind of says a little bit about where he's at.
Lovely, yeah.
I guess at least he's got a bit of a consistent through line there.
Yeah, and I guess
It's not a good one.
that's not a good one at all.
I wonder if this is a trend we're going to be seeing more and more of, with companies coming out and saying, we're not supporting AI in the development of our games, but then they're kind of poking at the edges, like what
What can we get away with?
processes can we do? Yeah. And localization in this example being, one of those processes that they feel they can get away with.
Or like what, like other process they could get away with, like ditching their whole staff.
yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't think that's one that really can. Localization makes a big difference, and you have certain games which, bad localization really affects the game, particularly like the early days, like of like the early Nintendo like RPGs, where you have really classic, terrible translations into English. Was it what's the one? Your base are belong to us. Was that like that sort of stuff? Your base are belong to us. That sort of stuff, and even just like capturing the flavor, like AI, as far as I'm aware, doesn't quite. Well, it might be able to translate effectively, but not if it can't make something uniquely that language necessarily.
That's a hard thing with translations. I mean, you look at it just if I go back to human aspects, my favorite book series is I don't know what it's actually called, but the Three Body Problem, and it's translated from Chinese to, and each book's translated by a different person to English and to every other language. And I talked to one of my colleagues who's Chinese, and it's really hard to grasp the actual like essence of what's really being said with a translation. You can get literal terms, and in this book it's got a lot of like Chinese history that it touches upon, and then obviously makes it ridiculous. But it doesn't really, from her anyway, and I couldn't really understand it because I thought the books were great. But really hard to capture that essence of what the translation really means to you and as a person and as like your environment you're shaped by and all those things. So then for AI just to kind of like clumsily just smash through like a bull in a china shop, like, and just go, I'll just put these words together because that's what it loses its feeling.
And it's probably, we're already at the point where AI can probably do a very good technical level of translation, where it's like, sure, we can get the structure, but language is so much more than syntax and structure. There's so much kind of colloquialism and sort of poetic approach that can be taken to saying certain things in certain ways, and it'd be so hard to capture that through any form of machine translation, I feel. And like you lose something massive in there with that level of expression that that even humans struggle to bring across from language to language at times. And that's why it is so special when it's done really well. When you can capture the essence of what's being said in a different way, because translating from one language to another, it's quite likely that you're going to have to find an entirely different set of touch points to say or to convey the same level of meaning, probably in a completely different way, right?
Well, there's a lot of inference of historical events that happen in certain areas as well. In this book, I guess as an example I'm thinking of is this Chinese Revolution, and I have little to no idea of it, but now I'm reading a story about it, and then comparing the English translation to what I can read to what the other person knows and experienced and their parents and their grandparents have gone through. So it touches way closer to home, where I'm like, oh, yep, this has just happened, whereas this has been experienced. It's quite hard. And this is just the human-to-human translation.
Cultural touch points in there, that are like, again, a human who's really good at doing this can bring that across in a different way.
Right.
Find some similar reference point, right, or find something that works. But
or just a thing that's regurgitating the words out into sentences that don't have those touch points.
Yeah, and again, obviously, it's a different situation to the all your base belong to us, because it's going to get it technically right.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, it's just likely to be lacking soul, right?
Yeah.
Silk Song recently suffered from this, actually.
Really?
When it came out. Yeah, the Chinese translation was like ridiculously like flowery and like overly poetic, and a lot of people,
where's the brutality that the game really is?
Yeah. And so they got called out, Team Cherry, on that localization, and they did patch it and fix it, but it would have been quite funny as if you could.
I wonder if some they live behind those mistakes. I mean, they're not entirely mistakes, right? But it's just not quite right, and then that creates negative publicity, which in these days is publicity. Like, all your base are us, and everyone's like, oh, yep, that's funny. Yeah. Now it's just slander that all over Reddit, and now everyone's talking about our game. Yeah, there you go.
That being said, when you also get teams like that who clearly do care a lot, and when they then immediately do respond to that and go like, you're right, we've fucked that up, we're going to fix it. that really only generates more goodwill in the long term.
Yeah.
They'll go, oh, okay, no, they do care,
Yeah.
and it's getting sorted. That's pretty huge. I guess you can't really do much better than that, other than getting it right in the first place, which doesn't always happen.
Going down the rabbit hole a bit, well, not really. I'm not going to go too deep. Actually, it's not going to be a rabbit hole at all. Would people be that sinister to deliberately leave like little marks on their games to then just drive like interaction between people of going, you've made this mistake?
Sort of
And
development rage bait.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is like the beginnings of why do we create rage bait to generate
I hate
conversation.
that idea, and you're probably not wrong.
deliberately doing it.
Ooh.
I guess some
no.
people get satisfaction out of that, but like from a business standpoint, like, oh, we're going to drive more interactions between our player bases and people that don't even play the game. They want to experience the rage bait, so they'll get involved.
And the bigger, the more engagement. So like, yeah.
The dumber the mistake is.
Yeah. Did Creams
And then it creates more of a, this team is working hard to rectify that, so that, it gives you more security, or knowing that, this company that I'm playing their game or I've bought their stuff has a lot of respect for me or the people, and they think about it a lot. But I'm like, in the beginning,
Beninging.
see, well, even that guy, like now he's a superstar just from not being able to say that word. Has he done it wrong to begin with?
I mean, we had an interesting debate about this recently with Highguard, right?
Yeah.
It was this, and less so in terms of the rage bait necessarily, but it was like it received this massive negative engagement around its presentation at the Game Awards. So much rage directed at it for whatever reason, and then comes this debate of, was that good or bad for it in the end?
Yeah.
It's like, without that, would it just have come and gone without a trace?
Right.
Would no one have ever really paid any attention to it? And as it was, could that have potentially given it the boost that it needed to continue to
Deliberately
exist? And
rubbish.
obviously, in the world we live in, no, it didn't. But it did get a lot of attention initially. A lot of people did jump on there. Again, we're talking big initial numbers of concurrent players and things that then immediately fell off a cliff because people just weren't enjoying what they were experiencing.
But they wanted it to be on that cliff to jump off with everyone else. They wanted to enjoy that.
Yeah, and again, almost rage bait. So many people got in there going, "Oh, I kind of hate that this exists, so I'm going to try it."
I'm part of this.
Hate play it.
I hate this.
Some people love it, Like they just want, I want to be a keyboard warrior, so let's get stuck in.
Yeah, I mean, I've hate consumed media before. I mean, I hate watched Amazon's Lord of the Rings season 1. I hate watched Master Cheeks season 1.
The cheeks.
What?
The Halo TV series.
See?
You see his butt quite a lot.
Okay.
His face and his butt. Neither of those are things I was expecting to see from Master Chief, but boy, did I see them.
Without going too much further, because I feel like I could be potentially opening wormholes of this. Is this just not what the news is? Like the news being on, your Channel 1 news or your daily news, where like nobody really wants to touch upon the good news because everyone wants the bad stuff, because the bad stuff makes you feel so much better about where you live, like in New Zealand at least.
If it bleeds, it leads, right?
Yeah. Where they get the
kind
good
of what's
news at
been
the
the way.
end of you get your hour segment of news and you've got 3 minutes of good news and people are like, next, I don't want to hear about that.
Oh, this is loose.
Sport.
even-
Time for sport.
Even this podcast is like mostly just gaming industry debacles. And
Yeah,
then-
we're just rage betting you.
yeah. And then there's like and there's some good stuff at the end.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. And speaking of good stuff, here's some kind of good stuff. I mean, it's not
Next.
really. Yeah, this is,
Sorry.
boring. This is not really good stuff. It's quite bad, but it's actually.
It's better than what came before.
But that's what you want. That's what the people want.
Give them what they
We want the drama.
But it's kind of good. So this is from Stephen Warwick at Tom's Hardware. And this is discussing the fact that the South Korean government is looking to take action over soaring DRAM costs, including monitoring markets and pricing and restructuring internet data plans. So this is kind of a nice example of a government being proactive and trying to do something about something that they see as, an important issue. So South Korean government is planning to step in with measures to help insulate its population from the worst of the global RAM and NAND crisis. Obviously, this ongoing situation, which is causing individual PC components and PCs generally to soar in price, and at this point, this is caused by a combination of data centers and then the growing fossil fuel crisis in general, making it more and more difficult to produce all kinds of chips because we're now lacking in petroleum byproducts such as helium-3, which everyone needs to make these things. So, we're not looking at component prices coming down anytime soon. And so the government has plans to reuse and recycle a whole lot more computers used by public agencies and distributing PC hardware to vulnerable groups. That's cool. Nice. I love that.
That's quite nice.
We should be recycling a whole lot more hardware because, especially at this point, a lot of it's still perfectly good. I mean, we're just going through the Microsoft created hardware apocalypse at the moment, right? Where, if you don't have the correct TPM chip in your machine, you can't run Windows 11, and we're chopping off support for Windows 10. So we have this absolute avalanche of e-waste kind of coming down upon us. And again, a lot of these devices might only be, they're less than 10 years old. They can do a lot. These are extremely capable bits of hardware still.
Right. Repurpose it, or
could be repurposed and used for all sorts of things. Put Linux on it. It's like so much of this stuff is still incredibly usable. And so, really good to see that there's some government level initiatives happening at least somewhere in the world to kind of recycle some of the stuff, distribute it to people who need it, kind of democratize access to tech and the internet. Apparently, again, this is not so good. So apparently the government dumped around 22,000 computers last year, with more than half of those being scrapped despite being in working order. And the rest are sold or donated to various organisations and groups. And now they're planning to increase the number of these PCs that are reused and expanding support initiatives providing PCs to vulnerable people. And they're also expanding a subsidy program that provides cash to low-income households to help with the purchase of PCs for students. So again, all sounds like a pretty good idea because, again, we're living in a society where access to technology is becoming more and more of a kind of expectation, and you kind of immediately at a disadvantage if you don't have access to that stuff. And so basically just trying to introduce comprehensive measures to reduce the burden of telecommunications fees and the prices of PCs and laptops. And so there are plans to restructure internet data plans from their three major carriers, basically in a bid to ensure that people will be able to access the internet at slower speeds, even after hitting their data caps, just so that this, they call it guaranteeing basic communication rights, which is,
They specifically say
something we should probably be doing.
400 kilobytes a second.
Yeah,
after the data caps.
Not fast.
Can you
but you
use
download a video
these days?
once in about 3 years.
Yeah. Torrent.
Back to the LimeWire days or whatever.
Yeah, it takes a week to download something.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're still getting your basic communication rights. Just at 400 kilobytes a second.
Oh, it should be Morse code and that would be it.
Yeah.
Carrier pigeon, let's go.
That's good though. Like with South Korea, obviously having esports as a very strong industry, and I guess they're realizing in this world of digitalization, as if that is a word, for them to focus on stuff like that, realizing it generates a lot of e-waste, because I guess a lot of people that may be in that industry want the top of the line, whereas the next step down is still pretty damn usable. I mean, it'd still be more powerful than the Hunkerbolt's laptop I have. And especially if you're actually dumping it, like these sorts of things don't sit around very well. They leach into the ground and do all sorts of nasties. So repurposing that sort of stuff sounds great.
Especially with the populations of these countries as well.
Oh, slammed, yeah.
Yeah.
What's Korea like? Probably like 8 to 10 times smaller than New Zealand, probably like 50 times the people.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. I've just pulled those out of my absolute wazoo. But I'm just trying to like look at it like a geographical scale in my head. But
yeah, like the sheer amount of like e-waste in those countries per like square kilometre of land.
You got your reduce, reuse, recycle, right? Which I can see on there actually, or kind of. No, that's
nice.
not. No. I think it was on notebook. What is the e version of that? Is it just e reduce?
Yeah, e-reuse.
Reuse.
Ewoks? No?
Yeah.
E-juice, e-use, e-cycle.
What kind of esports are they playing at those internet speeds, though?
What, 400
StarCraft?
kilobytes?
Yeah.
Yeah, your esports career as a poor person is probably still going to be a little bit throttled by the sounds of it.
Monopoly Go, I suppose.
Oh,
Jeez. That's
Single
a can of
player,
worms.
you only need just enough internet connection to make those sweet microtransaction purchases.
Yeah, they'll allow the bandwidth just for that.
Now, also on to things that I think will probably make you specifically quite happy, NATO. People have stumbled upon a set from the Elden Ring movie out in the wild. Have you seen this?
yes, it's beautiful.
This is from Lewis Parker over at
wow.
Kotaku. Tell us about what you think about this, man, because I don't really know what I'm looking at. I haven't played Elden Ring.
So there's one
yeah.
bit that specifically
I see it.
that when you see it, you see it. It's the statue of America in the church. Who Queen America is like one of the
America?
America?
Like-
no, not America.
America?
No,
No.
America.
Marica.
America.
America.
It's a Spanish version.
Marica.
The Spanish localization.
Marica. It's me, Marica.
Yeah, Marica. Anywho.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, could you imagine just like a life-size version of the Queen America's Marica statue?
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be so cool.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I see it's been directed by Alex Garland as well.
Oh,
I was skeptical. Like, Elden Ring film. Are we doing this? Is this this is going to be one of those? But Alex Garland. So this is the guy who directed 28 Days Later.
Oh,
Or
yes.
wrote actually 28 Days Later and directed Ex Machina, Annihilation, Men, Civil War, Warfare, and
Yes.
also wrote the last two 28
He likes war.
Later.
yeah.
So he like dark films. I think he's
Yeah.
kind of the perfect guy and like his
Generally a fan of
Cinematography.
his stuff overall.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mixed bag, but he seems to care.
No
Yeah,
stranger
he knows some
to
stuff.
adapting stories by the sounds of it that are so obtuse and difficult to.
Yeah, and also a writer as well. So he's written all of these films that I just listed.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if it's going to be told in the story. In the style of Hideo
just
Miyazaki.
gotta figure it out. It's just
Yeah. You just like you come out of the theater and you're like, what the hell? What's that about?
we'll just go to Vidyavati and
Yeah.
just listen to his like soothing Australian voice and telling us the actual story.
what actually just happened.
Yeah.
No,
He's
it's
got a
very
real.
good.
Okay.
He's got. It's. I don't know how he does it. He's
When
a-
you, I
Rare.
think it's going to be when you watch the TV show, you have to search through the credits for hidden messages to uncover the lore.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, keep a close eye on the credits for Queen America because she's not.
Not from America.
She's more than meets the eye.
She's definitely more than Messi.
Hold on. Are we... That sounds very like America, Transformer-esque.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. No, that should be awesome. And yeah, there's like if I stumbled across those ruins in the little sneak peek that person took a video of, do you think you'd be able to navigate them pretty well from your?
I'd probably just be too excited and have a little seizure. To be fair.
I reckon, as 909, how he plays Dark Souls, etc., is he just be the pot plant in the corner, camouflage, ready for someone else just to shank them in the back.
Yeah. Using
Surprise!
We just start doing your dodge roll though. Just dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll.
I wonder if that's
Guarantee
how
that future tourism is going to involve people just rolling around
Yeah.
that field.
Wearing nothing but like a broken sword and a freaking loincloth.
Oh man, the TikTok videos for that. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the VLDL stuff of those dodge rolls? Well, it's
Yes.
outrageously good.
The fat roll.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just rolling non-stop.
Yes. So and the set looks cool. I've got to say, like, it looks like they've done some really nice production work on the set itself, and the location looks kind of perfect, right? And it's sort of a little bit dank, England.
Muddy field.
Yeah, seems good.
It's a
Seems on
summer's
point.
day in England. It's just
I wonder if that's how they captured that footage. Was they hid as a pot plant, and then shuffled up to
Shuffled up to
the
them.
film set,
yeah.
and the guy.
Just act like you belong. Eh?
Yeah. And the people doing the filming, they'll turn around and they're like,
You're glowing bright red,
Just
but
pop
yeah.
up. Oh, why is
it's
this
just a
pop up
pot
moving?
No, he's supposed to be his. That's Jeff. He's an extra.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. Is there a date? Like,
Haven't heard much about it. I mean, obviously they're not even filming yet, presumably, so could be a way out. Because I am guessing there are going to be a lot of VFX shots in that show.
Yes.
So it's probably going to be in post for a while.
Well, considering like one of the sets is literally like a palace made out of blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you do that in real life?
Just because it looks like it's actually a film that he's writing and directing. How do you do that in an hour or 2 hours? How do you do an Elden Ring film? Like, how many hours have we logged on Elden Ring? Like 260, 300 hours?
Yeah, it'd be 300 plus.
300 plus?
Yeah.
How do you turn all of that lore into 2 hours?
It's going to be like a 16-part movie, isn't it? 16 movies. Yeah. Like how they got The Hobbit split it into 3.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
There's rumours that it's a prequel, so that it might be set during Queen America's reign.
Right, and just go heavy into the lore.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for like a place made out of blood, like go and consult the guys that made their palaces out of salt over in India. There's a whole palace made out of salt. I mean, that's probably a bit easier than blood.
How do we make a palace except
There's
blood?
one that's made out of chocolate over there too, I think. But this is a long time ago. They
Hmm.
forgot that chocolate melts, especially if it's in India.
I was going to ask you to say chocolate.
a bit
and
closer.
You did say chocolate, so
Yeah.
that sounds delicious.
Well, there's a problem as well.
Didn't last.
So you got
Didn't last.
your vampires knocking about like, hey, here's my freshly made
Yeah, don't
palace
let
of
any-
blood, and they're like, oh, it's gone.
Don't let any vampires in.
And then back on the hardware front. So we moved from hardware to real world sets, back to hardware again. Are we looking at handheld gaming pricing itself out of existence? Again, this is from Ethan Garsh over at Kotaku. And we're looking at the Lenovo Legion Go getting a massive price increase. So the ROG Xbox LAX gave console players a bit of a sticker shock when it arrived last fall at 1,000 US. But the top-end Legion Go 2 just hit 2,000 US dollars.
Damn.
That is
Made of gold.
significant.
Yeah.
And so the cheapest version started at $1,100, going up to $1,350. Again, this is all US numbers.
That's US
but
dollars.
now those have gone up to $1,500 and $2,000 US respectively, which is painful. That equates to roughly just under 3,500 New Zealand dollars.
So what kind of PC can you get for that these days? Like a desktop?
You could still get a moderately solid gaming desktop for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's less and less that you can get for that these days.
Yeah.
But you could get a pretty solid desktop rig for that, which would have a stronger performance
Would
than
smash
what
these
those
things,
would
right?
offer, I would imagine. And you are paying for portability, but oh boy, that's
So who's the target market for these guys?
Yeah, well, that's the question. Is there a target market
yeah, no,
anymore
like,
at
'cause
this
that's-
point? Who can afford that?
Is it like your business executives that are like going first class and want to hang
I'm going to
out?
go.
And this is a handheld.
If I put it back together, Gunzilla staff maybe. Well, I don't know how they're paying for
If
it, but
this is something you're carrying around. I don't want to carry that around. I don't want to carry $3,500 around with me. No,
Yeah.
I would break that.
Yeah.
right.
And they just feel a little more fragile than like a laptop. Like I've got the Mac in front of me and it's just,
I mean, it's a giant
Slimline, right?
sheet of
Yeah.
glass
Yeah, I
with
know.
electronics behind it.
yeah.
I heard it's good for like playing tennis with. Gosh.
Golf too.
But yeah, like, is this? We've literally really just seen the rise of sort of portable PC gaming off the back of the Steam Deck and things like that. Are we just immediately seeing it dying again? Because like this isn't
Not
accessible.
sustainable. Yeah. There's rumors of the PlayStation DNX console or maybe intermediary console being a handheld. There's heavy rumors here. But with the PlayStation 5 Pro being as expensive as it is, like how much are they going to charge for a handheld? And I guess the handheld Pro is probably only about as powerful as, I doubt the handheld will be as powerful as the Pro. Is it going to be the same sort of thing?
One
But
of
then-
I guess once was flatmates. You've met him, Harry. He's very, very into games, and he buys basically every handheld thing that comes out. So he might be a good avenue. So even though there's this price point, which would probably price him out because I know how he lives. He doesn't have much money.
It could be the canary in the coal mine.
he's
Of like,
literally
this is the guy who would buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Will
this
he
is-
do it?
Are they tailoring it solely for Harry?
The benchmark, yeah.
But like he trials and buys them all because he thinks they're amazing, and it probably is going to be amazing. I hope it's amazing for that price. He would be the one to know, so maybe I can watch this space.
Yeah, keep
And
us
let them know the first time he's dropped it and how many tears he shed.
More than one. And I mean, yes, this does raise some interesting points around the PS6 and the rumored PS6 handheld, and how that pricing structure does end up working. I mean, it sounds like from the general sort of approximated specs that have been leaked already, it sounds like the PS6 or the intended PS6 handheld might be fairly capable. We might be talking kind of PS5 base levels of performance potentially.
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty solid. And again, that's something that could potentially stand up there as the ideal for them really would be that it's not a Vita type situation where you have basically an entirely different platform with its own version of the games that are just completely separately developed to the main thing. They want something where you have the same games across both platforms, right?
Deck. Yeah.
100%. Where, obviously it's going to be a lesser version of the games because, your top end things are not going to run at full performance on your handheld. That's just not where we're at hardware-wise. But given that they are aiming for something that needs to be roughly equitable so you can take it on the go and play that same library across the board, again, this thing's going to have some pretty serious hardware in it. And so that again suggests that if this is the sort of price point we're looking at for the likes of the Lenovo's, not, do you think this thing ends up being under $1,000 US?
No,
Probably
way.
not.
No way. No, I don't think it can be. Yeah, you're comparing to what the other handhelds are doing. But then again, who buys this?
Do you guys see people out and about on
Not New Zealand. No.
on like buses?
New Zealand's not a big public transport country anyway, so it's just
Yeah.
even on the train and stuff, people are on their laptops working. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone on a Switch.
I didn't see.
Maybe I've been the only person I've.
when I
I've
was
been
on
the Switch guy on the plane.
New York subway, I don't think I saw a single
Oh, really?
person
Yeah.
on a
Well, because
handheld.
like you've got your phone, so any of those games, like I just play on my phone. Like Slay the Spire, when it comes out on phone, I'll get it on my phone.
And I mean, funnily enough, it seems like in reality, a lot of handheld use is actually at home. The nice part about it is that you don't sit at your desk, you just take it to bed and play a game in bed or play it on the couch or whatever, and it's kind of a comfy form factor, and you can just kind of sit there and absorb it in a place you want to be rather than where you have to be to look at your screen. And honestly, that seems like one of the biggest use cases for them is just people find a comfy spot at home rather than taking them places with
There was
them.
the portal, the PlayStation, the use case for the PlayStation Portal.
I mean, it's
which
the
is
entirety
just
of the use case for that, right? 'Cause
yeah,
you can't do anything else
take
with it, basically.
you can't, yeah.
Oh, is that the backbone?
No, the portal's just like a control of
yeah.
the screen, and you can just streams your PlayStation.
No wonder, I guess, a lot of businesses or the money-driven part of the gaming industry is all, like, if you go all the way back to Monopoly Go, is all your handhelds.
Accessibility.
All comes
Accessibility.
back to Monopoly.
And, well, yeah, everything points to Monopoly these days.
God.
Yeah. So, and in relation to that, in relation to handhelds and how hard it's getting to make them, we've seen the likes of Chinese handheld maker Ioneo recently cancelling their high-end models just because, and to quote this article again, the RAM shortage would have forced it to double the price from $2,000 US to $4,000 US
Holy crap!
for a handheld.
Yeah, nobody's buying
Just
that.
a bunch of zeros, isn't it? Just chuck another zero on there.
Kind of makes
Way
the
down.
Switch 2 quite impressive now. Because that's a capable which like pretty decent, maybe not quite current gen, but it's up there. And it's only 800. I say only 800, but it's not. It's like only a couple $100 more than the original Switch was, right?
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I mean, like with even the recent PlayStation 5 price hikes, like even at that price, you're thinking about it, you're actually still getting an incredible machine that is well under what you're paying for a PC.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Here's a metric to look at. Like a lot of people look at their salary and their salary progression versus like mean household pricing. What about pricing of the gaming industry? Like how much
console price index?
I'm getting like a
for
2% pay rate, maybe increase a year if I'm lucky. And then how much is all this shit starting to cost?
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe the boomers back
and that's
in the-
where it gets weird, right? Because yes, these consoles are still somewhat cheaper, not that much cheaper at this point than an equivalent PC, but that's not what the market has been intended to be previously. Your mass console market is for the people who absolutely can't afford a PC, not even an option. And so now we're in a situation where, well, sorry kids, you just can't play games anymore.
You're playing.
That's
Sorry,
rich
I'm bringing it up
people's-
again. You're what you can play is Monopoly Go.
Yeah.
It's catering to the masses.
Have these sticks and this rock.
Or just like the PlayStation 5 or the current generation will just be a longer generation. They'll just, because you'll be able to play all the smaller, like sort of less sort of hardware dependent games, like your Steam sort of games.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Who can afford a PS5 though?
Yeah, I mean,
Even
if
secondhand.
if you've got one, yeah. I like the cheapest time to buy one is at launch, which is
Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah.
If you think about South Korea with their recycled PCs, they'll be playing Solitaire and the games that come.
The classics.
Yeah. Do you get any games on
Seen a trend
Linux
here of
distros?
Things going backwards.
Yeah.
Like companies promoting
Psychological
slavery.
trends. Yeah.
Now not being able to. I need to play with a stick and a ball instead of anything that's technological. God, that word's hard to say.
Yeah, we're coming back around.
It's sports LAN, stick and ball. So that's good.
Just local player.
yeah.
Couch
Multiplayer.
co-op.
Yeah. Anyone want to play? Yeah, sure.
And speaking of coming back around to things, have you guys been keeping up with the bizarre Build a Rocket Boy, Mindseye, just ongoing kind of chaotic story? This thing just continues to deliver weirdness. I don't know what's going on over there.
it's a debacle.
But via Ethan Garch at Kotaku, Leslie Benz is saying things again, and boy, does it get weird when he does that. So, CEO Mark Gerhard admits that the game, one of the most poorly rated releases of 2025, had a spectacularly bad launch, but claims the bland shooter has finally turned a corner. We're very excited about this next chapter, he told GameSpeed in a new interview this week. We know we had, without a doubt, the worst launch in history, and obviously there's many reasons for that, but we are planning to relaunch our game now that the interference has stopped. Because there seems to be this ongoing narrative going on here about sabotage. Nobody's quite sure how the game was supposedly sabotaged. Like, somehow they were sabotaged into just making a game that was not good.
Yeah.
I think they're just singing out for the Beastie Boys to kind of be like the poster boys for it. Come on, get in there.
But yes, anyway, apparently the sabotage is over? Question mark. The game is being very well reviewed. The sales are increasing organically, doubling almost weekly. Steam data tells a different story. Mindseye received only 89 new user reviews in the last 30 days, giving it a mixed rating of just 67%.
Ouch.
Never have I ever had a game where I didn't only care about the story, but also wanted to finish it so fast because that is how bad this is, reads one user who recently bought the game while it was 70% off.
They're saying doubling revenue week over week. That is a ridiculous statement because that is exponential growth. If they've got 89 people play the game, new players in a month, they must have started at like 2 players.
Well, I mean, I guess if revenue is 0, doubles pretty quickly.
Double
right?
is like
Zero.
it could be anything. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, that's true, right?
And
$0 again, that's double.
yes, and here we go. So Gerhard still maintains that Mindseye's reputation as one of the worst games ever was primarily fueled by bad actors trying to intentionally sabotage the studio and its projects.
This is a sabotage.
The executive has long insinuated the existence of a conspiracy among disgruntled employers, leakers, and content creators to undermine Mindseye's launch, and now claims the police are pursuing possible legal action against unnamed suspects.
Well, this is channeling, kind of like touching base with other bits we've talked about, is Godzilla or Gunzilla. The staff actually want to get paid there. Here, if the sabotage is real, the staff don't want to get paid. Vis-a-vis, why are they working for them? They just want
I mean, maybe
to be part of the
they're
Beastie
being
Boys.
paid off by shadowy forces.
Yeah,
to
I'll pay you more
to once
trash
again
this.
drill holes in the waka. I don't know.
That's such a great statement.
So, have you guys heard of this game? Like, you obviously heard of it, but have you guys seen gameplay footage of Mind's-Eye or watching them play it?
Oh boy,
it
it's
is
special.
It's rough. Eh?
It was quite ambitious, right?
Well, it
What
was
they're trying to
originally going to be this game called Everything or Everywhere.
Yeah,
Everything.
yep.
Well, like a sandboxy kind of Ready Player One situation.
Full platform for
Everything.
sort of user generated content and things.
But it ended up just being a really bad GTA knockoff, basically.
Yeah, and they have got their user generated content platform up and running. I did watch a fantastic YouTube video a little while back where they explored some of these user generated maps. Oh boy. I mean, some people have been trying to make some things with the tools, that's for sure. But yeah, out of the ones I watched, mostly just came down to some races through some checkpoints.
Yeah.
With no other cars or anything, just a time trial, and a couple where, for whatever reason, the spawn point was just a couple of 100 meters up in the air, so you just kind of fell down to the ground and splattered over and over again. And
trolling.
that was kind of about as good as it got.
This is good. Wow.
If you Google search Mind's Eye, because I've actually never heard of it because I'm, a pleb, but one of the very first images when you search just Mind's Eye, so I'm looking at a guy that turned into a snail. I don't know what
Yes,
the
the
hell is going on with
spaghettifying
his
characters
face.
seems to be an
That
ongoing
is
ongoing
something
thing.
I wanted to
I
play.
haven't
It's a
seen
feature.
Yeah.
I want to get involved in that game to see this chaos.
Well, I mean, we were talking about rage baiting and hate watching or hate absorbing
Yeah, well,
content,
it's
right?
winning.
Like, it sort of feels like some of the sales might be due to a little bit of
I think so.
little bit of hate engagement. Like, I kind of want to try it
It's got me. It's got me hooked.
I'd play it for $10 for sure. It'd be make some good content.
just for the experience. Just to see it for yourself.
It'd be great to talk about in the podcast.
Yeah, so one of the falsehoods he takes aim at is the idea that Mind's-Eye was one of the world's most refunded games. None of that's true, just a negative or malicious narrative that was amplified. Refund rate was apparently 2.2% on Xbox and 3.2% on PlayStation, which he claimed was in line with most other games.
3.2% on PlayStation, I'll just say, is not in line with most other games at all. To get a refund for PlayStation needs to be like Cyberpunk 2077 disastrous.
I mean, you've really got to go jump through some hoops.
Yeah,
don't you?
it's really hard.
Having talked to some of Sony's customer service bots once or twice, boy, do they want you to spend some time to get any money back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even on Steam, which it's got a really great refund policy, it's still not front and center. Like, you've got to go digging to get to the refund.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you tried to get a refund on PS?
Steam? PlayStation, I got a refund for 2077 when it came out. I had a PS5 at the time, but I was like, I'm not playing this. This is not finished.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they openly said they'd give everyone refunds, basically.
Yeah, and that was pretty smooth.
Yeah, it was real easy. But that was like the only time. And they publicly let everyone know that. So I have not heard of anyone or Sony saying anything about Mind's Eye refunds. So 3.2, something must have gone real wrong for them to openly do that.
Yeah, and again, I guess if not many people are buying it in the first place, maybe there's not that many refunds either.
Total refunds would be, yeah, true.
They had 89 new users in a month. She's got to do the maths on that. That's like 3 users.
I think there was reviews.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. I think that would be pretty good.
That being said, that's not a lot of reviews. That's
That's not
probably not a lot of new people playing that thing, which is not really surprising. In some more fun news, or at least good news for the industry in general, I suppose. Nintendo's patent trolling has been knocked back, which is sort of a relief for everybody because they really were trying it on here to see what they could get away with, it seemed. This is coming from Sophie McAvoy over at gamesindustry.biz. And the US Patent Office has rejected Nintendo's now infamous summon subcharacter and let it fight patent, which you guys may have heard of, where essentially, as part of their efforts to go after the likes of Palworld,
They're
the sort
untouchable.
of blatant Pokemon knockoff with guns, they filed some of these patents on trying to basically go, hey, no one else can use the idea of an in-game character summoning a sub-character to aid it in battle. And of course, the pushback on this was just like, you took this idea from other games, like, this is not a new idea that you came up with. No, you can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Patenting someone else's idea, basically.
Yeah, essentially. It's patent trolling is just 100% what it is. This is Nintendo's army of lawyers just, basically just kind of...
Are they trying to fight back or something?
No, they're just going, look at what we will do to go out of our way to make you stop.
Some billable hours
threaten
there.
you.
Someone's going
to this is... the decision to reject Nintendo's patent was based on combinations of 2 or 3 prior art references in the form of published US patent applications. So basically, you guys are trying to patent things that are already out there. That being said, the rejection is non-final. Nintendo has 2 months to respond with the option to extend if it appeals. This all dates back to the patent that they submitted in March 2023, so this has already been going on for a while. And the US Patent Office did approve it in September 2025, but announced a re-examination in November. So, they actually stepped in and went, oh, hang on a second, we actually need to look at this because we might not have made the right decision here. In September 2024, Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Pocket Pair, the developers of Palworld, for infringing multiple patent rights. And yes, obviously that game was a blatant kind of rip-off, but also going after it using this as a sort of heavy tactic was pretty yuck. So, good to see this kind of patent trolling being knocked back because this is really only harmful for the likes of the video, a creative industry like the video game industry. We're just kind of locking down entire concepts and mechanics. And, we've seen the likes of this with, the most high-profile example being like the Nemesis system, right? From from the Lord of the Rings games, from Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. That's a great system.
Yeah.
That has just been locked behind this patent wall. And no one can use it now, basically, because, that studio's defunct. Warner Brothers is being sold off.
It's pretty yucky.
It seems pretty unlikely at this point that we're ever going to see the Nemesis system appear anywhere. And that's all because it's basically been locked behind a patent trolling wall. And that's really unfortunate because it's a great idea and it's something that could add quite a lot to
so many games.
Yeah.
So many games.
Yeah.
It's just a nice kind of little immersive mechanic that just
adds a bit
adds a bit of flavour.
This Pocket Pair company kind of interests me. I just had a quick look on what's it called, Wikipedia. One of their games, which seems to kind of tie in well with what Nintendo's doing with trying to patent something that's not really theirs. They've got a game called AI Art Imposter. I'm like, is it like what's going on here? And then there's another game that they've made, and I was just having a quick look. This Over Dungeon game, which was 2019, anyway, whenever it was, and it said it just combined ideas of Slay the Spire and Clash Royale, and I'm like, is this business just like stealing other people's ideas? And is Nintendo?
I think that might be kind of their thing. To be fair, I mean, I don't think there are any good guys in this story, but I'm pleased to see this kind of patent.
They create Palworld, and then the immediate game before that's called AI Art Imposter. I'm like, I think they know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of good someone did step up to challenge Nintendo. so that it is keeping things open for development studios, so Nintendo isn't just being able to lock down these ideas. It's brave of them and expensive, I imagine.
But this. Sorry, I'm jumping back in again. I just really like the name of this business. It's a Japanese business. Do you know how to pronounce it in Japanese? Pocketopia. Pocketopia. I love it. I was just reading it there. I was like, oh, Pocketopia. It's clever.
Moving on. Lynn, this seems like your bag.
Yeah. Forgive me for my sins. Call of Duty director, the design director, actually denies skill-based damage balancing for crossplay in response to Sony patenting it. This is from an IGN
speaking
article.
of patent dropping.
Yeah, exactly, right. This is from an article on IGN from Vicky Blake. So Sony has patented kind of balancing mechanics where it'll modify the damage that sort of more skilled players will do to less skilled players. That's a patent that's sort of come in. They've put it through. Doesn't mean they're going to implement it. There's a lot of patents that do get put through and are never implemented. But Call of Duty specifically, like, no, we're not doing this. So they're refuting those claims. I don't know if that's true or not.
Do you feel like that's already in some of their games?
Nah, actually, honestly, I don't think so. Skill-based matchmaking, yes, very much so. There's the bucket system, and there's quite a few videos on YouTube where you can sort of, they've kind of figured out the sort of buckets where you fall. And so, like, it's based on a whole bunch of different stats, and they'll do lobbies, and it's not connection-based. I think they've dialed it a bit back for Black Ops 7, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So what do you guys think about that? We're lucky that we have crossplay these days with PC, and but having damage-based, skill-based matchmaking, I guess it's for input, or there could be input as well. Maybe like the console players do more damage to mouse keyboard. I don't know.
So are they talking about this just specifically for cross-platform play, or across the board? Because it almost seems like two different things, where you got your different forms of control inputs, and then skill-based damage adjustment. So what sort of?
I think the Black Ops 7 director was reviewing the skill-based, skill-based damage. That'd be different. That'd be different than cross-platform.
And I mean, certainly I've seen different variations of the controller input balancing. Even the likes of playing a bit of Battlefield 6. Things like the recoil being adjusted based on whether you were using a controller or a mouse and keyboard was really interesting. Significantly more severe recoil for mouse and keyboard, things like that. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff sort of going on in terms of managing, and obviously, just going back to your old, your classic sort of aim assist stuff with a controller as well. Kind of to level the playing field.
Is it just a different way to approach it, as opposed to like, we've done aim assist, or we've done this recoil, now we'll do it this way?
Adjust the damage figures. And I mean, that seems like a really weird, unsatisfying way to do it. Like, if you were going to take any of those avenues, I feel like adjusting things like recoil and aim assist seems like the way to go, so that you're just kind of making it feel good to aim, and the damage is the same across the board. But then the skill-based damage adjustment, what do you guys think about that?
I just think you can't use the line, I want to pwn some noobs now, because you're just playing people at the same level as you now.
Can confirm.
I'm the noob, which is, I'd be fine. But the ones that are good at it are just going to get punished for it.
It sucks for being good. I'm not even good. I'm shit, but I'm better than rubbish, I suppose.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly. Right?
I mean, it gives you something more to rage about when you're doing poorly in a match.
Does it then?
We'll get there.
Maybe it promotes. It's almost promoting more people to play the game. I mean, this is the thing though. It promotes more people to play the game, but people won't play the game because they won't know about this unless they're diehard fans. So it gets people to walk their way through levels of skill in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I guess this is that sort of accessibility balance again, right? Where it's potentially you bring people in because it feels better to play. You're not getting stomped all the time. You're like, I might be good at this.
This is what they did with Overwatch.
At the same time,
right?
you're probably alienating the people who are good at this.
Yeah, and also means there's a lot of kind of I do believe in skill-based matchmaking. I think that's it's pretty good. I don't think it's.
I mean, no one loves being stomped on,
No,
right?
it's
That's not
good,
a fun time for anybody. On the other hand, just always being in a sweaty mess where where it's completely even is
Fine margins.
not always great either. I don't know.
A bit of randomization is good because statistically you shouldn't always be balanced. You shouldn't. Yeah.
It feels great to stomp people, though.
Yeah, it's a tricky one too because you can be quite good with a controller as well.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens? You've got a range of abilities on a controller
And input.
Yeah, and the best people were probably nearing that of keyboards.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you maybe match that with how does
What
it
about
affect
when we get
keyboard
involved
buttons
when
really
you
good.
get into ones that are like sensors on your
Yeah,
body or
other
something,
controllers.
like Switch style or something, where you're on the TV being like real time.
I mean, it's really interesting because this is just a kind of ever-growing, evolving thing with all these different forms of input that we have. I mean, there've even been some really interesting sort of more niche scandals around this thing with around this sort of thing with the likes of even the competitive Trackmania community. I don't know if you guys have run across Trackmania. It's an extremely European game with sort of user-made tracks and things.
Yeah.
Can be very competitive.
Quite interesting. Yeah, it can be very competitive. But again, a game where there are quite a few different forms of control input. Obviously you've got people on mouse and keyboard, or keyboard specifically. You got a lot of people on controllers, and you've got like wheel users and things as well.
Steering wheel, yeah.
And the developers have kind of had to step in and manage this a little bit because again, you're dealing with like extremely competitive time trial esport essentially.
Yeah.
And these different forms of control do make a difference. A steering wheel, you've got extreme fine control, and likewise with the controller, but you're dealing with sort of different levels of super fine input variation. And then people on keyboards are kind of digital input on or off.
Yeah.
But then you ended up with weird variations of like analog keyboards.
Right.
And then even weirder, like people using forms of analog keyboards that allowed you to set sort of different minimums and maximums for your input levels. So you could be like, I want to do sort of 20% steering, 35% steering. And so then suddenly you had this like extremely precise digital input of like, I'm going to do my 18% steering around this curve, and now suddenly you're like more accurate than someone with a wheel, and then the developers are stepping in and going, okay, no, actually we're going to disallow use of like this type of this type of analog keyboard because this is now unfair to everybody else. And then there's a whole controversy around that of like, well, where do you draw the line here?
Didn't think about that.
Like, is this cheating?
Yeah.
Or is it just leveling the playing field and then over leveling it?
Using the tools that you've got, I suppose.
There's a fine line there, especially when you're dealing with a competitive thing. And I think it's probably just something that we're going to have to continue to deal with going forward.
Yeah.
Trackmania was sweet, man. I think me and Tim Arkley had had like a ongoing battle for like just this one random track.
Yeah.
And we were like sort of top. I think we were like both top of New Zealand, and we were just sort of like just battling out this one track. We were just like the top scorer in New Zealand. Like he'd lay a number down, and I'd be like, okay, all right. And we were like, because like 0.0001 of a second or something.
Yeah.
You have to ask him. We'll get him on the podcast one day.
What? Yeah. Who's the final?
Oh, it was Tim, of course.
Okay.
I hung in there. I'm not even a racing guy, but I'm just like competitive, and I just kind of like doing that sort of shit.
I feel like Trackmania is kind of like the European Premier League of video games or something, right? Like it is the most European game I've ever seen.
It's really cool, like just getting it'll be like a small bit of a track and trying to get the fastest time on this, and that's quite satisfying actually. Getting
Some of those tracks are even just too hard to get around. I'd try and play.
I can't do a full track.
I got really into watching this one fella on YouTube. I don't know why. I played it for a bit, then stopped playing. Watched this German fella play, and I used to love that they'd have the daily comp where it'd be like you'd set a time, and then there'd be the top 100 would go into this comp, and then the next 100 go in that comp, and then they'd slowly whittle you down till you had one left.
Yeah, I got into a habit of watching Trackmania streamers to fall asleep for a while. There's something very peaceful about it. It's like nice bright colours just kind of coming at you, and someone with an almost inevitably German, Norwegian, or Belgian accent just like talking at you. It's like.
I do like how it's probably the game that probably makes any old person be able to represent their country the most and out of any sort of online game. Because
totally.
you log in and you've got your little flag and then you can see where everyone else comes
Different
from.
coloured cars.
So like, yeah, it's quite nice in that regard where
New
you
Zealand
can just
cars-
log in and represent your country.
New Zealand car's really cool looking. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
It's
with
way
the big
better than
fur
everyone
now.
else's. Yeah,
It's
big
Oh,
quite
fur.
neat.
cool.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's quite neat.
All right, so we will for the third sort of. Oh no, wait a minute. Where are we?
You got some more
Yes.
some more Pokemon related news for
Yeah,
us. I
but
see.
more Pokemon related news. One of my favorite games, No Man's Sky, has released its Pokemon update. Essentially,
What?
yeah, I woke up.
So I'm guessing they basically saw the patent get reneged, and they're like, yes,
We can do this.
we're in.
So you can raise, train, and battle aliens that you find across the universe. So I've already got a bunch of these little creatures.
Totally not Pokemons.
Not Pokemons. They're not Pokemons.
Do
It's called Xena Arena.
Do you catch them in your balls?
I'm trying. Do you? No, I don't think you do. Not in your physical balls, anyway. Spiritual balls.
Metaphorical balls.
Spaceballs.
So yeah, you can basically have Pokemon battles in No Man's Sky now. This game is No Man's Sky is probably one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, with other players,
Yeah, I assume so.
if you can find them.
Yeah.
It's a throwback.
Are the other worlds just Pokeballs?
Is the whole universe just a Pokeball?
It's just all balls all the way down.
Yeah.
Maximum balls.
Balls within balls within balls.
Yeah, it's like No Man's Sky is one of those games where I come back every year and just for the new update and just have a little dabble. So I've put like a couple hundred hours over the 10 years or whatever.
And it
Probably
really
more
is
than that.
kind of the everything game now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's got its own aesthetic, but it really could be if they wanted to, if they went down a more generic aesthetic, they could have gone.
So cool.
They could have gone down the what's called the Fortnite route with skin. They shouldn't do that. That's not good.
Or
But
like-
they could have. They could have.
Opening it up so people can make their own gameplay experiences.
Yeah, if they could do mods
within
and
it.
stuff. I mean, I don't know if they're mods on PC, but
Yeah.
but there's so many things you can do in that game now. There's like shooting and like big bases, and you just all the things that you thought at launch would be really cool to do. You can do all of those things and more. Now it really is the game that they promised in 2016. I truly believe that. It's
I kind of love everything about that story. It's
that's beautiful.
It's got such a great social hub, and how you get in, like you sort of fly into the social hub with your ship, and then like land in amongst
Or you
a whole bunch
can
of
find other
people.
people. I thought
You
it was
can.
the whole game where you try and finding other
You
people.
well,
never can.
yeah. So that was that comment before was a throwback to the launch of the game many years ago, where they claimed that you could just bump into other people, and then a couple of users, worked really hard to try and locate each other and found that it wasn't actually in the game at launch at all.
Oh.
And so it's a bit of kickback about that, but they did eventually add it to the game, and now it can be very social, and there's this great social space which is like a huge space station, and you fly into it, and there's a whole bunch of other people in that instance that you can interact with, and so I imagine that's where the arena.
Yeah, there's arena. Yeah, I'm guessing the arena's in that kind of main hub. The, what's it called? I don't know. What's it called?
You fight your Pokemon, not Pokemon, on this new update.
You fight your not Pokemon with other not Pokemon.
you're poking on.
You're Pokemon, yeah.
How good would it be if you could set up an arena in your base? One of your awesome bases you've built.
Oh, yeah, there's some pretty spectacular ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You've got some great bases.
Oh, well,
don't you?
I might upload them to YouTube and chuck them on there. That's a link in the
Yeah,
description,
cool.
potentially. That'd be quite fun.
Can you do that? Like, just say this is the seed, or this is how
No,
you
I'll just do
find
like a little video and just capture it on the PlayStation.
it.
And just upload it.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Because people can go to your.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I
Bases,
can put the
right?
seed. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
That's the way to do it.
There's a big it's quite a big quest chain to actually get the graphics to be able to the hologlyphs, whatever they're called, to enter.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Stargate. Where
It
you have
is,
to
yeah,
get the
yeah,
glyphs to go to the person's planet.
Yeah.
And this
Line it up.
really does sound
Yeah.
very Pokemon adjacent, doesn't it?
is.
Turn-based creature battles.
It's turn based, yeah, as well.
What is it?
Space Marine,
Sevron
Space Marine,
5
that's what it is.
locked
Yeah.
in.
And
Chevron, that's it.
alien breeding.
Chevron.
Yeah, that's always been a thing. I think the breeding. Oh, maybe it's different now. Yeah, I'm just very curious.
Are you going to dabble?
100%. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can be our
I'll
reporter on the ground.
Yeah.
let us know what's happening with the breeding.
No Man's Sky Pokemon. No Man's Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah.
I always watch the little trailers that come out.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
cool. Yeah, there was so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is from Matt Gardner over at Forbes. And this is on the one of the series creators. This is Gavin Rayburn, who stepped away from Playground Games and the Forza Horizon franchise that he co-created. Stepped away around about 4 years ago. And basically, there's this little interview with him where he talks about basically he left because he felt like he couldn't do much more with it. Felt like he just sort of reached the point where it's like it is what it is. It's going to continue doing what it's doing. Sounds like Forza Horizon 6 is shaping up to be really nice from everything I'm hearing. So it sounds like the previews are super positive.
Nice.
People seem to love the sort of Japan location, and
Awesome.
sounds like it's kind of doing all the right things. So that seems like it's continuing to sort of do what it does best. And meanwhile, he has gone and started up his own new studio, Lighthouse Games, where he was joined by some other people from former Codemasters employees. So again, this is a bunch of people who are real good at making racing games. I mean, Codemasters have made some of my favorite racing games of all time for sure. The Dirt games and just some really solid grid, some really solid pedigree there. Sounds like basically they're continuing to do different things with racing games, which I look forward to because I think this is probably a bunch of people who are pretty good at making these things. Sounds like might even potentially be another open world racing game by the sounds of it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He's sort of being pretty coy in terms of what he wants to say about it, which is very little. But it sounds like they're working away on it.
Do you know what they need to make is a open world Micro Machines game?
Oh,
Would be
dude.
so cool.
That's where I heard Codemasters.
Yeah, they made Micro Machines.
That game was awesome.
I would
That's
absolutely be
Racing
all
on
over
top of
that.
like dining tables and things.
Yeah, just
same
like a
same
giant
aesthetic
house.
though. Like the it's isometric,
Yeah,
really hard to control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
yeah. But
I mean, you know what?
But really cool.
Have you
Can't tell
guys
what's coming
played
next.
Hot Wheels Unleashed?
a little bit.
That's the closest thing we've got, I
Yeah.
would say,
Oh,
to a nice Micro Machines game. Those Hot Wheels Unleashed games are really good.
Yes.
I played a bit of those with the kids, and they're just really, really, really solid little arcade races. They're so good.
Gareth, you've played some great, sort of massively multiplayer 2D top-down games.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Okay. I was like, where are you going with this? I got really obsessed with like a top-down 2D game. I actually call it Mad Frogs, but it's called Realm of the Mad God, and it's now Realm of the Mad God Exalt, which is like it's graphics. I mean, graphics don't define a game if it's good or bad or not. Patu. And actually, I got back into it recently.
even.
Yeah, maybe in like November last year, I got back into it for a month or so and got very like. Actually, I realized the game got too hard. So what is it? It's like a one of those games like Bullet Hell where there's just crap everywhere and you're constantly swinging your vision around like on your 2D plane just to dodge all the bullets while you're shooting back at the same time. There is a point in that game where when I played it way back in the day where I was obsessed with it, where I literally spent a whole year of working at night and playing Realm of the Mad God and got like top brass beyond all the leaderboards and things. I went back and played it like 6 months ago and it is way too hard now.
Oh,
Like it's way too hard. They made all the stuff you can kind of collecting and unlock and loot that drops from bosses you kill in this Bullet Hell place. They made these super bosses and these insane bosses, and I went into one of the rooms. You just die instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's all
Sounds
about
like a
dying now.
challenge.
It's so hard.
Yeah, will you step
Like,
up to the
No, I
challenge?
failed miserably.
I mean, I guess this weirdly also is just kind of the ongoing story with so many of these sort of ongoing live game projects, right? Where it's like eventually you've got to provide a sort of ever increasing ramp up for your people that are sticking with you. And if you're then coming back on board as a former player or coming on as a new player, you're just immediately smacked in the face with something that you can barely even begin to comprehend, right? So you get systems on top of systems.
Smack the game in the face, and now I'm like, it's smacking me in the face. And back in that day, dying in that game that's it. You lose all your stuff that you've struggled and got through and found all your good things and traded away all your good stuff to get better stuff. Now you die and you get it back in like 3 or 4 hours, but it's like it's not about your character so much anymore. It's about beating what the hell is in front of you, and it's just shit everywhere on the screen. And it's like you die in like 3 or 4 hits. So it's just like don't get hit. And at the same time, if you don't hit the thing that's shooting you, it's going to hit you. So you got to be in its face. It's a great game, but oh my god!
I think I kind of hate everything you're saying.
I mean,
I don't like it.
It's
a stressful game.
It's a pretty special game, and the reason I brought it up and started you on that tangent intentionally was it was inevitable. Was talk about micro machines in an open world, top down, like Len 2D top down, like in an MMO sort of style, where you could just encounter people in this massive world like Realm of the Mad God that has a huge 2D world. Like, I could see that totally working for Micro Machines. You got this massive world, you've got heaps of people in it, you're driving around, you're making, kind of a bit like also Burnout, Paradise City, how you then like sort of go into, start races in this open world.
Just go around smashing everything up.
Yeah, so it could be really social and it doesn't need to have great graphics, and you've got this huge racing world to explore. Could be quite cool.
Someone get on that.
Yeah, Codemasters, yeah.
Cut Nate a co-creation check.
Yeah. Get in there.
IP.
Bring back Micro Machines. Bring back Micro Machines in general. I've been on weirdly on a bit of a nostalgia bent with Micro Machines recently because my kids found some of my old Micro Machines cars lying around. They're so cool.
Wow.
We just don't make cool toys like that anymore in some ways. Like, they're so detailed with such mint little paint jobs and everything.
Detailed.
They're so good. And I mean, they did re-release some a few years ago, and they were crap. I mean, they're barely painted little tiny hunks of plastic. They were so low effort and incredibly expensive.
Probably easy to break, so then you have to go buy another one.
Oh, they were just bad. They just weren't good. But man, those originals were so good. Yeah, more Micro Machines, please.
The sizes of things that we can make now, they could go micro machines. Yeah,
nano machines.
Nano machines.
Nano machines.
Nano cars. Like, I don't know where my car's gone.
That's the cool part about it.
I think I swallowed it.
I stood on a Lego. No, I stood on my nano machine.
Nano machine, yeah. Side note from the editing booth, the podcast ended up being about 3.5 hours, so we've split it into news and games we've been playing as separate podcasts. You're welcome, Dan. We'll see you in a couple of days for the next half of this chat. Till then, be well, stay well. The Crossplay Cooperative was hosted by me, Nato, and Davo, with special guest Gareth. Music and editing was done by myself. The Crossplay Cooperative is a podcast by From Silence Productions. Only Vince was harmed in the recording of this podcast.